Thank you.
Hi, everyone.
Holy moly, look at all these people.
Good morning. Good morning.
Creston in the house.
What's up, John Pratt?
All right. Hey, everybody. We're going to jump right in. I have very little to I have the least to hold on one second. Hold on a second.
Hi, everyone.
Can you edit could could you edit this part out?
I was just excited when I heard you say you were the one with the least amount to speak.
Oh, you gotta love my friend here. All right. So we're here to just share some exciting things that we've been working on with Monday. Let me give you a quick history. Back, I think around 2020, Mike Katunis was used. A lot of people were using Basecamp and went looking for a new mousetrap and found Monday.com and did some customization himself. And so a lot of people started asking for it. So, we went together and developed this program where we'd customize it for people. And it had a good run until a lot of changes in Monday and Zapier and stuff started breaking. And next thing you know, we realized we were kind of in the software business. And Mike was running a company and was like, "Hey, I don't, I don't think I can do this full time." So he exited, and then we had a decision to make. And I felt like I had kind of rolled this out to a lot of people, so I kind of stumbled along for some time, trying to fix things. It was like kind of putting your finger in a dike all the time. And Sandra and I have known each other for probably 10, 12 years, maybe 15 even, through um, PCA. She and her husband owned and ran a painting business. So Sandra um, is fully immersed in this industry and knows this business, and reached out to me about maybe working together. Um, Through some other just a longer story than we have time for today. She really got the technology. She's laughing. She wants me to tell the story. Um, um, she just got this. She really had the mind for it. She got the integration. She got the tools. She gets Paint Scout. She gets the structure of our industry. And so she just took to it. So she's been running our Monday thing. Meanwhile, we always have we've been looking for 3 years for a good Monday.com third party partner because it's a beast. Monday is a massive program, and more than we ever could really probably do by just watching YouTube. So we spent thousands and thousands of dollars, tens of thousands actually. We've used different people, and we found Zein here's on this call. Zain's in Canada. He works for Workflow Magic, and we finally found the partner that we just got us had was is fair as far as how they treat us and what he does. We've been meeting with Zein for 2 times a week uh, for six. I think we're in our 6th month right now. He's a amazing talent with the tool. Sandra's amazing in the tool, and together we've improved this. I don't think we're probably ready to show it to you necessarily, but if we waited till we're ready, we probably would be another year. So please give us some grace. It's also hard for us to show it to you when we're not running actual painting business, so there's a little awkwardness. Um, so that's where we are today. And the other thing that happened was for the last 5 years, anything that we needed to update for the most part, I've just paid for, right? We paid people to help people. And so we're excited to announce that today we have a maintenance program we're going to roll out, and we have some new updates that we're going to give you an opportunity for us to assist you in upgrading. We think it's fair. And so, we want to show you this stuff first, and I'll come back and talk a little bit um, about what those offers are. Sandra's going to take you through a lot of these things. Um, we really have done a lot with sales dashboards, which we'll show you. We're working on scheduling. It's really on our radar. We just haven't crossed the finish line on it. A lot of people are asking about the scheduling inside of Monday. Um, The one thing I just want you to know is almost anything you need, we can probably do with Zein and Sandra's help. It's just that sometimes we don't know what you want. So that's really all I wanted to say. And I'm going to hand it off to Sandra and let her show you the magic. If you have questions, I'm okay with you asking them in the moment or saving them till the end. Either way is fine.
All right, thank you, Scott. So I'm going to share my screen, and then we'll just kind of go through the changes that we've made to the boards. And if you guys have any questions, just let me know. One of the biggest things that we've done is we've changed over to CRM. And so CRM will allow you to basically send mass emails to your clients in a certain board. And so the first board we're going to look at is the leads board, which was formerly the contacts board. This board will, if you highlight, and just bear with me, my system is a little slow. If you highlight a section of the board or even the entire board and you want to send out a mass email, this is what it would look like. You would have an opportunity to choose who in the company that the email comes from. You can also add a HTML email, which is a formatted email that has your company banner, photos, anything that anything that you would get out of MailChimp, you can actually put it in here and send it out. So the automated emails that you got for this this presentation today was all done in Monday. So I'll show you what that looks like. So if you go to this button here, this will basically show you everything that you've done in the mass email function. And it'll tell you who sent it, how many people you sent it to, the percentage of delivery, the percentage of opens, and the percentage of click-throughs. If you had a call to action, or if you had some type of link that you wanted some people to, this is just allow you to kind of see in a snapshot what's happening with that email and if it's successful. So I thought this was one of the things that we had heard from our clients that they wanted access to, and this is something that CRM is actually really good at. The other thing that we've heard for this, was one of the biggest complaints that we've had since I came on board a year ago, was how to create a lead without going through the funnel. Because a lot of our clients have repeat customers that just kind of call in or text or see you at the grocery store and say, hey, can you just kind of fit me into the schedule, or can you swing by when you have a chance? Not necessarily somebody you don't know, somebody you do know. And so we came up with this way of, if the lead or the customer exists in this board, you have to find their name and you just click this button here, and it'll automatically create an item in the deals board that'll allow you to either put the scheduled date in there. It's just a marker for you to take action. And this is something from here, you guys decide where it goes, but all of the information that's in the contact board will come over. Obviously, any information that is specific to this one event is not going to come over from that board. It's only going to take the contact information. From here, you decide if you're going to send a Paint Scout estimate or whatever software you're using, and allow that process, which is already in place that you guys all use, to kind of populate and move through the system. So the other thing that we did in here was any changes to like a date. date or time changes in your Calendly, your Acuity, or you can book me. Those will be updated into the board as well, so that the changes they don't need to be manually done. It'll be automatic. The other change that we made was anytime an estimate is changed. So you send an estimate to your client has questions, adjustments, whatever. Anything that's updated in Paint Scout will automatically be updated here. And there's a process that we're going to have to teach you in order for you to understand how that will work. But it is going to be important for you to follow the process for that information to actually update here. So once the information is updated here and the client accepts the bid, it runs through the system the way it always did. But for that, we thought it was very important in order for the numbers to be correct, because you'll see the dashboard, you'll see all of the information that Scott and Zein have been working really hard on to give you good numbers in Monday. It's going to be important for this information to be updated. So what else? Let me just double check and make sure.
Couple of things I want to just interject here about CRM. So CRM has been around, Zein can tell us, I don't know, maybe 18, I don't know. It's been rolled out, and we weren't sure if what it meant for us or to us. We had some consultants saying, you got to use it, and we asked them why. And well, they couldn't tell us why. So Zein really helped us, and I think it evolved. So just to be clear, there's the product most of you is in work management, and that's a tool. CRM is not an add-on, it's a instead of. Okay, so there's a migration, there's a little bit of work to migrate to the new product, but you don't need both. CRM is more expensive, maybe $600 a year for 5 licenses, so it's more expensive, but you don't need both. And that's been one of the confusions. In fact, I paid for both for a year. So that it's instead of, and so there's some migration. And then what it does is it allows you to as long as your sales team specifically, but your production team works in CRM, and I don't think we want to get bogged down with exactly what that looks like. Then when they're emailing in and out of Monday, the client, all that, it's linked, it's linked to the client. So what happened, there was a call, we followed up on the lead. It's all in Monday because it's connected. It will still go out of your company email, whatever your company email, whether it's whoever's hosting your email, whether it's Outlook, whether it's Gmail, it'll still come from you, but it'll be all in Monday. The other thing that you can have also is texting through Monday as well, right, Sandra?
Texting. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you can
haven't
text
tested
also.
It, but yes, texting.
Yeah, so those are a couple of reasons why, and so we have now built our 2.0, as we call it, is all built on CRM, and that's a reason why.
Yeah.
Question for you.
Can you let Kayla in the meeting?
I did.
No, she's in.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, quick question though, and I don't know. I don't know if you just want us to throw in the chat, hey, we got a question, or if you want me to interrupt your deal.
Interrupting is good.
Okay. So you mentioned about when there's an update in Paint Scout. So basically we do an additional work authorization. They accept it. The Paint Scout total changes, right? That populates automatically inside Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
So if we go in and we physically change that number inside Monday, do we break something?
So like a change order?
But it doesn't work backwards. So if you change something in Monday,
yeah, it doesn't
go back to Paint Scout.
Correct, but it doesn't break anything in Monday if we did it that way.
No.
One of the things is that we're trying to get really clean data in one place or the other. What we find in Paint Scout is a lot of people have multiple bids for one project. It's just messy, okay? Salespeople and owners are messy. Let's just call it out, okay? So what happens is people look at something and go, yeah, I've got $1 trillion in bids, and the data is contaminated, it's not clean. So we want to try to get those, we'd like people to learn more about Paint Scout too, or whatever, and how to use it accurately, but the idea is when the deal comes in Monday, sometimes we start looking at things like, oh, we got two deals for the same, it's really one deal, but we've done it over and over in Paint Scout, and so it's adding deals, and so our numbers get kind of polluted or diluted because we don't have as many bids as we thought. We have less dollars than we thought. And so we got awarded one bid and there's two more still sitting there. It's actually the same bid. So we're trying to get that cleaned up is what, kind of the idea. Go ahead.
So, in my particular case with some of our customers, they they don't want all these different work authorizations on the one proposal, right? It gets messy for them. There's some accepted, some not, or whatnot. So they've asked me to create individual proposals assigned to that purchase order that they've given us, right? So there might be one job, Amendment Restaurant, for instance, is an example as for us, and there's like 5 proposals for it. Some are accepted, some are not, but it all goes to the same job. I don't know if there's a way. This is just food for thought. If that can be put in as a sub item, or I don't know how to track that information to still get accurate bid numbers, total bids done or whatever.
Yeah, we can look at that too together, Phil. I would
Okay.
imagine it would be, and I can talk to Zein about it to see if they can be placed in sub items. But if for right now, they should just be separate jobs. So it's the same company,
Yeah.
but it's like interior, exterior,
Maybe we have to
trim.
physically move them as a sub item or something. I don't know, but we can talk more. I don't want to,
Okay. Yeah.
disrupt the
Yeah.
meeting. Just the food for thought.
Okay. Thank you, Phil. So the other thing that was a really big request was when there are, like Scott was saying, the update, any notes made in your updates for your clients, whether it's communication, email communication, or notes back and forth from you and your team or whatever, they do move now from board to board. So anything in the update bubble will move from your deals board to the job schedule board. And then once we get your file and we populate your file with CRM, we can then go through the entire process with everything already set up. For right now, we don't have a lot of the outside applications that you guys use, so it's a little harder for us to show you real time. The other thing that we do when an item is created in this board, there is a quote in Paint Scout. It's basically just a draft that is created so that you guys can go in when you're at the job site and just populate it to whatever it needs to be. It's a draft that's created so that you can manipulate it and change it to what you see, and you can give it to them in real time. I think that's it for the deals board. So for the job schedule, and I know there's just a lot to ingest for this entire presentation, so we're just gonna kind of do the best we can here. So the job schedule board, there's a few changes that were made. We created a subcontractors directory. And in here, this board here, this is where you can track the payments for your subs. And the way to do that is to put the value of the subcontractor's amount in here, assign them as the crew, and then trigger this, whichever sub that you're using, trigger it this way in this status column. Once you do this trigger here, it will create an item for that specific sub in this board. And then once they send you their invoice, you can attach it here as a PDF. You can type in the invoice number, what your payment date is, the contract amount of the actual job, And then the sub amount, these two amounts will come over from the job schedule in the automation. The only thing that it doesn't do is it doesn't work both ways. So if you change something in the job schedule and it's already in the contractor board, it won't change it and it won't update it here. So this is not a mirrored column. This is a static column. And the reason we did it this way is to give you the sum at the bottom. If it was a mirrored column, there would be no sum. And if you'd rather have a mirrored column, we can do that instead. And that way, these numbers would change back and forth between what's done in the job schedule and what's done here.
The purpose of this was for people wanted
to track
something.
subpayments.
Yeah.
The main table will give you the actual subcontractor directory. And so the directory will just house whatever information you need to track for each sub. How you pay them, if they have workman's comp, what their COI is, if you've received it, requested it, whatever. If you have a sub agreement, that's triggered here as well. You can put their PDFs here, so their certificate of insurance, their sub agreement can all go here as well. And then it becomes the payment. So I just created two different views. The payment area is basically just your subs. You'll have a group for each sub. And then when the sub is chosen or assigned on the job schedule, it'll populate here. Else color selection.
Yes.
So we created a way for your clients to submit their color selection. So right now you have a form on your website that is filled out from your client, and it's emailed back to you. So what we did was we created a board for this function. So when an item is created in the job schedule, it's also created here in this color selection. And it'll give you an opportunity to send the form to the client. And so this video here is just something I popped in to show you that this is going to be kind of a how to fill out the form, what to look for the clients to reference. They're going to put their name in, their email, their phone number, address, any comments. It's basically the same thing you have now, except this part is a little bit different. They add a line for each room.
Expand table, yeah.
Yep. So they can expand it to see the whole thing, and they can just write in kitchen, the color manufacturer, the name, the color number, and the finish. When they
yeah, go ahead, Sandra. Go ahead. So we worked on this. This is kind of live, and I worked on making a video yesterday, and we just didn't get across the finish line. So the idea of actually when you send this from the client, from the jobs board, the name of the client, their email, and their address pre-populates from the board. The phone number does not, because what we're doing is we're saying that there's another phone number that you want to give us that you didn't give us, that gives them an option. And then I created a video in Loom, and we just didn't get it across the finish line, but you could customize your own video. The video I made was screenshots of saying, here's how you fill out this form, because it says, hey, first of all, don't try to fill it out like this. Expand the table. And then I told them in my video, here's how you fill it out. Those that know me know that I'm really hardcore about the salesperson helping determine finishes at the estimate. Like you ask a customer what their finish is, I think it's a dumb question, but I'm the oddball here. But the idea is giving them a tutorial how to fill this out, what happens if they're stuck, and it's the same for in tier and X tier. So we give them a sample in my video, and I can show you it's a Loom. We just couldn't get it in here. Is How do you fill it out? If all your ceilings are the same, make one line. If all your trim's the same, make one line. Otherwise, I want a line for every room, every substrate. Master bedroom walls, master bedroom ceiling, master bedroom closet. And we show them that in the video, and then they send it back to us. I'm actually thinking about adding something with Zein with the drop. So the finishes are a drop down, and then you would pick your drop down: flat, matte, satin, eggshell, semi-gloss, gloss. And I'm thinking about adding one that says needs some help or something like that, where they, I could use some assistance on this. But so that's the purpose of this. So they would pick their finish, pick their color, explaining to them, why do I need a name and a number? Well, because mistakes happen. Sometimes stuff gets transposed. So it tells them exactly how to do it in that video. Also, Sandra has something that we can add here as a link, which she does develop for Matthew Freeze, which is a little link to a little cheat sheet explaining the different sheen levels and which one might be appropriate for different. So you could do things like that, interior, exterior. So using links, you can create this form where, first of all, we help guide them through what we need them to do, first of all. Secondly is we tell them how to do it and hopefully get better compliance and less guessing. So that's the idea. In the form, you can do all sorts of things. And that's the purpose of this. And the C4C model is that we don't pepper people with many, many questions and emails. And, it's like this kind of goes out. Now, this could be automatically triggered. Zein had it initially that way. That's not my preference. I'd like to send them this welcome email. I need this, I need this, I need this, and I need this. And this color schedule is one of those things. But you could do it however you want. So there is a way that we could create an automation that says as soon as it is accepted from Paint Scout and comes into Monday, immediately they get the color worksheet. I think that's premature personally. I think I would probably send this along with our soft schedule. Like here's their soft schedule, here's what you can expect from us, here's what we need from you, and here's your colors. So I would kind of do that together. I wouldn't trigger that automatically, but it could be.
Perfect. So when they submit the form, this is what it looks like. It breaks down everything here. Master bedroom ceiling, it gives you the manufacturer, the name, the number, and the finish. And so it just makes it very easy to organize the paint order for the job. And to go back to the job schedule, the other thing, this isn't an update, but this is something that I'm not sure if you guys have seen it or if you guys have used it at all. But what I was doing was creating the paint order in the update bubble. And this is like a checklist so that this is what was ordered, and I usually put this has been ordered, what date, how it was ordered, whether it was an email, a text message, whatever. And then when it's received, whoever's receiving it can go in and check off everything that's been received. And that way, when you guys are here in, it's supposed to turn green. It's not updating, but yep, there it goes. So when you guys are in this job schedule, you can see the paint order was done and it was checked off as received. You can use that checklist for anything, but this is what I primarily use that function for. And it's a good way to communicate that to everybody.
Quick question on that. Is the customer sent an auto receipt of that color selection information?
I think they can actually. Zein, can the customer get, because the form, Zein, can the customer get a copy of this as well when they submit?
Yes, we can send them the PDF.
Cool.
So the same PDF that we receive, they would receive.
Yes.
Yeah.
The other one is that you can also open the item card here on this board and just look at the color selection board without leaving this board. So my suggestion is that to let me just check. So, for example, for the one that Scott filled, let's say if you open the Oprah Winfrey, the first one, and please go to the item card, and let me check.
There's a color selection right there because it's a drop down at the bottom of the card.
We just
right
have to connect the file to it.
But mine is showing, but I'm not sure why yours not.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay. So that's another way to look at the information for the board is in that item card. We can be set up to however you guys want to manage the information on the board easily to look at. So we also have a walkthrough report. This is basically a checklist, can be customized to whatever you guys need it to be. At the end of your job, you guys walk the project with the client, essentially, and you just check off whatever was done. And it automatically, just populates to this board and you guys can work with it, or, it was just an option that someone needed. And I thought it was a good idea to give you the option of using it or not.
And that could be done by a crew leader as well.
Mm-hmm.
If they were invited to this, or it could be a link or something.
It's a link, just like we have for the daily reports. So the daily reports are something that each crew leader has. They submit the information about the job. We can do the same thing with the walkthrough report. They don't have to have a seat on the Monday. They just have the link. Yeah, and then we have the vehicle maintenance board, the equipment maintenance. However you guys need that set up, we can set those up. And then I'm going to turn this over. Oh, so the recruiting. Okay, so this whole section is brand new. It's recruitment and onboarding. So one of the requests was when someone fills out the employment form on our website, can that information automatically populate to a Monday board? And so this is what we came up with. We came up with a form that you guys will have to put onto your website. And when somebody fills it out, this is what's going to populate. It's going to come in here as a new application for you guys to take action on. It's just a way for you to track everything that's coming in. You can also put your entire employee directory in here as well. I think Scott wants to make some major improvements here when it comes to like anniversaries, reviews, and all that stuff. So this is something that we basically did this so that you guys don't have to manually enter anything from the website.
Yeah. So think about this, this idea of when someone's last raise was. I mean, we're showing you like just stuff, but I mean, it's customized to whatever your language is. But one of the things that I know in this hiring environment for those that are hiring either subs or employees is they don't get through your hiring funnel. And it's because these are people that need to go to work and they got nervous and they thought they were getting fired or they're looking for a job and they applied and they didn't, these are the people that didn't show up for the interview and all this stuff. And everyone freaks out and says, fine, you're dead to me. I'm dead. Well, you know what? I don't think today's day, I don't think this is an option anymore for you to just be so dismissive. So this idea would be you'd have a pipeline of people that this is the way I say it. Sometimes it's a no, and they should be marked no. Nope, they're a felon or they can't do this, and they're a no. But sometimes I call it a not now. They did not get through the process, and you've made a judgment about their life that they're a deadbeat. Well, I don't know if that's necessarily true. And if you want to make $1 million, you're going to have to figure this out. So we would have a whole board, a whole section of not now, right? You got a pipeline of painters. Just think about this. You could text all of them through Monday and say, hey, Phil, it's Scott with PMV Painting. Our paths have crossed in the past. The timing was wrong, but we're hiring again. Let me know if you're interested. Click the link here. You could blast this out to 100 people that are on your list of not nows, right? And until they become no's, they're in it's just like your customer list. Like, hey, you want to paint something? Why aren't we doing that for prospects or subs, right? So this is another idea because people hire for a moment. They go on Indeed, they do whatever, and the people that answered usually go away. And you're like, and you start again. Well, why are you doing that? Why don't we harvest these names and keep them in a state that says it's a not now, but maybe in the future. So that's the concept here too, and you could do that out of your Monday board.
I got a question about Paint Scout feeding the board. Does the Paint Scout work order, can that feed a Monday board?
The actual work order populate into a Monday board?
Yeah.
We would currently no. Currently no, but that's something we can look at.
Zein, you're
Don't
saying
do
yes?
it for me. I'm not using it yet, but I'm just thinking as I see what this shit does.
Yeah.
Their stuff.
It's possible to do that.
He's an engineer. He thinks everything's possible. No, I would think it's possible because it's a link. There's a place where we can go find that information, and I would think that would possible. Yes, I think without question. We just haven't done that yet. And Zein wants to keep me a customer for the rest of his freaking life, so. And I'm glad to do it. He's a nice guy.
I think that would be very helpful.
Would be helpful. Yeah. Thanks,
Absolutely.
John.
You're welcome.
Okay, so I'm going to turn it over to Scott and Zein because they're going to go over the sales dashboard and all of that stuff.
But just before starting, I want to also mention that because Sandra mentioned mass email tracking, we also have sequences now in CRM that based on the tags, we can add people to customized sequence. Like we can create one sequence for hiring, or we can create a sequence for return customers or something like that. Based on the tags, we can add people's email to that sequence so we can send them a customized email based on that tag. That's it.
And so theoretically, you could do that with a sales sequence. You could assign them a sales sequence that says text email or call text email. I mean, you could have a sequence based on if there was a lead that was really hot, you could do something different than a lead that was yucky, and you would just say, text them or whatever. Is that true, Zein?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, cool.
Hey, Scott.
Yes.
What are you using for texting? I've been redoing my whole Monday and I've looked into it myself, but I'm curious what you
texting. So Zein, the question is, what are we using for texting?
There are two apps we can use. The first one is Aircall. The other one is Twilio. I would recommend Aircall because we can have texting, we can have call, and also we can record the call so you can have the conversation between your sales rep and the client to see where it goes, for example, sideways or something like that. And other than that, we can automatically adjust it based on the statuses. Based on the status changes, we can send automated text to the clients.
I was looking into Ring Central.
Ring Central is also not bad, but my preference is going to be Aircall because it has a very good integration with Monday.
Okay. Good to know. Thank you.
And
Welcome.
Evan, there's we've looked at this and we haven't really introduced this wide scale because there's a cost to that and it's a per person, I think. Is
Yeah.
that right, Zein? Per person, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
everything
Well, that's
costs
not
money,
current.
unfortunately.
That's not currently part of the Monday platform you guys are offering.
Well,
It's
we can
not.
add it for you if you want, without question,
It's enough.
easily. I mean, I think, yeah.
Yeah, add it to the list, Sandra.
All right. So the one thing I'm kind of excited about is I've been working with Zein with on a sales dashboard. And I want him to show it to you, share his screen and show it because I don't want to but essentially what I'm working with all of you on is I want number of leads, the value of the leads, number of wins, the value of the wins by salesperson, by kind of job, tracking services and tracking lead source, right? So that's a lot of different things. And then on top of that, many of you, I work a lot more than some of you, but we have goals like Phil needs to sell 2 million and this is what it looks like per month. And we always are asking, are we on target or not on target? How far away from our target per month and year to date? And so we've built that. I think we're really, I don't know if we're done. I mean, we're here. And the only challenge, the thing about it when you're working on Mondays, you're going to have some different views. But I want Zein to go through it and just take you through it on a high level, and then you can ask questions if you'd like. Zein, you're on mute.
Sorry. So basically, based on leads board, deals, job schedule, we have this sales dashboard. But this sales dashboard is giving us the values from items itself on the, for example, deals board. And what you can see on the sales dashboard is that we have beats. So what is the total beats? What will be the average of those beats? And beats by estimator. We have beats and average size per estimator. And for example, you can see for Workflow Magic, we have 5 beats and the average is 18,000. And then we have beats dollar value stage by sources. And we have beats number stage by sources. So for example, you can see for the repeat customers, internet search, friends and family. Then we have number of beats and beats dollar per month. Which the good thing about all of this is that I can just go here and just filter it by people. So once I filter it by people, it will automatically change the whole dashboard. So it's a dynamic filter. It will change everything and it will only show me for Workflow Magic, whereas as a sales rep. And you can also filter it by a specific date. So you would say, for example, I want to have everything for after January 1st, and that will do that for you. It's a simple filter. I will just go, for example, say estimation date or something like that is after, for example, January 1st. This is for beats. Then we have one. So one numbers by estimator. Total $1 value. Average dollar value for your sold projects. One and average size per estimator. One number stage by sources. So you can see the repeat customer was by far the best one. And $1 stage by sources. Then we have number of one and dollar value per month. So this is your sales pipeline. And then we have lost. Same thing will happen for the lost too. But the thing that I'm most excited is the company goal. Because the company goal is actually, we are getting data from another board that we created for you. So basically on the sales team, we have each month, October, November, December, and all of your sales rep will automatically be created for each month. So for example, for October, we have Workflow Magic and Sandra. they will be assigned. And you can manually adjust the win goals. Like for Workflow Magic, he's a new sales rep, so I have 5,000. But for Sandra, we have 10,000. So to answer your question, it is getting the information from PaintScout, but it's up to you to, if you want to get it from PaintScout or if you want manually put it there. So it's not that I say estimate rocket. I think Scott can answer to that question.
Sorry, what was the question? I was reading the chat.
I think there is another app, Estimate Rocket.
Oh yeah. So I don't know who's Chris Kringle actually. I don't even know who that is.
Aaron.
Gotta be
Oh.
Steiniger.
Oh, Aaron. Okay. So the question you're gonna get Sandra triggered here. Estimate Rocket is not very user friendly with APIs. Sandra will say she won't work with you if you use Estimate Rocket. Zein will probably do anything you'll pay him to do. But Estimate Rocket was built on a platform pre-Zapier stuff. And it's very difficult to run this system with Estimate Rockets, Aaron. I'm sorry to tell you that. But if you wanted to use Estimate Rocket, we have had some success, and you would probably just have to do a few things manually. I don't know. It doesn't work very well with our system. Honestly, that's the truth. Because we're used heavily a Zapier to bring stuff in and out of Monday, and Estimate Rocket they've tried to make some changes. Their whole platform is unfriendly, and unfortunately, I love Tom Drost personally, but his program is difficult to use in our system. So, right.
Okay. So to just continue is that basically we will set our goals for win, for bid, and everything, and then we have sold number here and the date, and also number of bins. The quote amounts, which is actually the bid dollar value, the bid sources, and the number of bids. So how it works is that basically it will automatically connect it to these items for you based on the date. So we will have the sold value. You don't need to do anything from this side. You just need to set your goals. And now we have for October, November, December. Then based on this one, we created the company goals. It will show you the goal versus sold for monthly, which you can easily, same thing, filter it by people to see if your sales rep is doing a great job or not. Then we have year-to-date goal versus actual. When we have month-to-date goal versus actual. Then we have goal versus sold, which I mentioned it, but we also have bid goals number versus bid actual number. So you're supposed to get, for example, 22 bid, so you can be profitable for that month, but you only get 7 bids. Win goals, and this is for each sales rep, or we can get it for entire company. Same thing, win goals number versus win actual numbers. And bid goals were $1 versus bid actual dollars. That's it. But we can add more to this one. Well, Scott, if you
Go ahead, Phil.
So I'm looking at that win goal number versus win actual, right? Right there.
Yeah.
No, the one that shows the dollars on the left side and the number of bids on the right. I think it's just
Down
up
one,
there.
I think. One down, I think. Right there? Right there?
No, up. One more. Yeah, right there. So that goal versus sold, right? I mean, this allows, I'm just thinking out loud, but this allows us to say, hey, they had a goal of 22 bids. They sold 7, but they blew their sales goal out of the water. Am I
That's
reading
correct.
that data correct?
Yes. So there's 2 pieces of data.
Yeah.
We know they work in tandem. It's number of bids kind of equals the dollars, But in a perfect world, if they only had 7 bids, but one was $1 million and they got it, we'd let them keep their job, right, Phil? I mean,
Yeah.
it's the idea. So yeah, it's looking at two pieces of data that work together to give us the result. And I think if we only look at one, it's a problem.
Mhm.
If we only look at money, we could say, hey, you're doing a terrible job. Well, Phil, I only had one lead this month. I mean, geez, right? I mean, so there's more data here. So we look at it in two ways.
Yeah. I think it's fantastic.
To all of you, I don't know, some of you here I don't coach regularly, not many, but I just lost my train of thought. One of the things that this shows us many, many times when we work with sales teams is that, and especially in 2025, is that we've seen people not closing big jobs. So I've seen people with a 40, 50% close rate, but they're closing 20% of their dollars. And you wouldn't know that unless you have this data sorted like this, because a lot of people in, you look on YouTube or family influencers, I close 50% of my bids. I'm like, yeah, I'm not impressed until you show me how many dollars you close, because that's how we pay our bills. So if you had you're closing all the painter for a day, but you're not doing the $30,000 ones, I'm going to say we got a problem. You can't see that unless you're analyzing the data in a whole bunch of ways. And the same thing, we can drill down like, well, where are our wins coming from? Well, they're coming from our past customers. Well, how about our Google? Well, because our Google guy or our Facebook guy is saying, spend more money with me, baby. And we're like, yeah, I got some data here that says that ain't that great. And quite frankly, so I mean, there's information here. I would love to do someday is to have a dashboard or a place where we would look at our spend to our leads and you could see actual cost per lead and cost per acquisition, but one thing at a time. So thank you, Zein. Anything else? Go ahead.
So I got a question. Who does all this shit? Like, how long does it take a day to get all this stuff entered? And do you guys have assigned people that do this? Does it take them an hour a day? Does it take them 3 hours a day?
Sandra?
We're working in the board all day long, all the boards all day long, to be honest. Most of the information is zapped in from the other applications. And so it auto-populates as much as possible as everything is set up. So Paint Scout is populated in here through a zap. The top of the funnel is the calendar app, which is Acuity, Calendly, You Can Book Me. Anytime somebody uses that, it populates into the deals board, into the leads board. And then from there, it kind of just goes down. Every lead needs to be worked in order for it to, but once it's won, it just goes into the process of, producing the job.
So the answer, John, essentially nothing. 30 minutes a day. I mean, we've showing you a lot of stuff and you have this. It's easier than the scratch paper or the in your head or the texting. It's easier here because all the data is already here. You're just clicking, move this, add this. So I mean, how long does it take? You don't need a person to do it. It's 30 minutes a day. But what Sandra's saying is the truth is no one person does it. In your case, when Buzz is working in the production board, or when in theory, when you're working in the production and you've ordered paint, you just do something. It doesn't take you 10 minutes. It takes you 1 second. But because you're not operating in the system, that's where the gap is. But this doesn't really require anybody to have a full-time job to do it. This is your operating system. Everyone is working in there, and it's not really extra time. It's just time. Once it's set up, it shouldn't take much of anything as far as an extra person. It's really to be used to do the task you're already doing. You're just doing them in a different place, or you're doing them manually somewhere. You've got a notepad, you've got something that you're running a different system. The system is here. It's the same difference, no different.
To think about it a different way, this system is designed to help you grow. It gets everything out of your head as the owner and into the hands of your team to help you grow and to free you up from doing the everyday stuff that they can be doing for you and you do other things.
Good. Phil, you have a question?
No, I was gonna say, I mean, the key to this program really is, having the right people assigned to the right part of it. And I mean, I see it just making sure that your people are clicking the button when they're supposed to click the button. I mean,
Yeah.
that's key. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, that means, the owner who's operating as a salesperson or operating as a production person, like we too have to click the button, which in my experience has been the weak link.
Yeah.
Right? But it's a
Yeah.
mindset change. And in
Yeah.
order, like Sandra said, in order to grow, um, that's how the door opens.
Yeah. So our time's up. We're glad to talk to you more about it offline. John, just to kind of put a button on your question, I met with Buzz today. One of the things I'd like is all your projects in your bid board, so we could see how many millions of dollars a year you bid, how many jobs that it was, and how much you got awarded, so we can start plotting your months more accurately versus just big nuclear, like we got $20 million worth of bids, but start really massaging that data and find out where do the bids come from, who are they with, who do we get awarded, and that information is already there. We're just not fully putting it in the top of our funnel. So that's an example where today for your company, I've talked to Buzz about that for 2026. So just to wrap this up, and we're glad to talk more offline. Everyone knows who we are, and we. So just to kind of reference that, for the last 5 years, we've just been kind of cash flowing anything that we thought was broken or done. We have come up with a couple of things that if anybody here would like to talk about an upgrade to CRM to have some of these new upgrades and you don't have them, we're going to cautiously let you know that we're going to offer a 1995, $2,000 package to help you upgrade it, but it's going to require a discovery call to make sure your boards are in order. If your thing is a dumpster fire, we're going to have to talk about that. And then we're also rolling out a mix. I'm sorry, Sandra's nicer than me. But we know what it takes. We know what we've invested. And if you want to know, it's probably well north of $25,000 over the last 18 months or so. So we've invested a lot of money to get it here. And so the other thing is we do have a lot of people that want access and conversation when you have a little simple thing or you want to have a new um, integration of some kind. So we're also rolling out January 1st a maintenance program. And we'll send you this information. It's $295 a month, or you can get a little discount if you want to pay annually, where that will get you some access to a group call quarterly. It'll get you access to a Monday.com chat board with just our clients, and you'll get you some couple hours a month with Sandra. If we need to go outside of Sandra to Zein, that will have to be an additional charge because that's a third party. But we want people to have access to simple things. We don't want you to wait till the thing's a piece of garbage and then go, well, this didn't work. Well, it would have worked if we had kind of maintained it. And that's what we're finding is people want more access to support. So we're going to offer those couple things. If we can serve you in a different way, we will. But at this point, most people we think have been delivered and built a product that we feel good about in various states, and we want to support you. And so now we have a 2.0 system. We're recommending CRM. There's a sequence to making that happen if you want it. You want to talk to Sandra about more. She's our Monday.com expert, and she uses and she works alongside Zein, who's more than an expert on Monday.com. I mean, I think it's, even though he's got advanced degrees, essentially Monday.com is all he does all day long. That's what he does. So, okay, is that good? Anybody got last questions, comments? Go ahead, Phil.
So the $300 a month maintenance fee, um, assuming that the board is operational, we have your current system in place, sufficient for, I mean, okay. I'm just wondering, like, because I have a lot of times where I'll say, hey, Kayla, send an email to Sandra and ask her to add this line or add this column or That's what the
That's
maintenance
what it's meant for,
for.
Phil.
Okay.
That's what it's meant for. It's not like if we have to kind of go into Zapier and do a whole thing.
Yeah.
So Sandra is super, super good and she's an expert at Monday. I think I could say that. She's not Zein expert, but she's good at that, what you just said. If we have to go into a big project, a project is going to cost you more money than $300. But that gets you access to, hey, Kayla, connect with Sandra. It also can help with some training. We just want you to have a little bit of access, but I think you all kind of do the math. It's not meant to it's not a coaching call per se, but I mean, a little bit of access. And then in January 1st, Phil, for you, because you're a premium OG guy type of guy. I mean, we're going to roll out some bigger packages that give you access to a lot more of the C4C platform, but we'll talk more about that later. But for the short term, if you want a little more than you've got, this is an option for any of you that want it. And if you need something custom, then just reach out to Sandra. We'll talk about it. And like I said, Zane's super. We manage Zane, so I'm not going to hand any of you off to Zane. You could try, but probably not. If you can find him, but he's delightful. He's a fantastic partner and super responsive. And like I said, we meet with him twice a week, every week and we will continue to do so. So we're in a building mode. So, all right, good enough. Hi, Celine.
Hi, Scott. So I have a question since you called on me.
Oh,
Thank you.
sure,
Well,
okay.
I think my biggest question is, that I have done all kinds of stuff to my Monday. So I have tons of stuff that's customized, automations. It's really just set up for us. How does that transfer into this? And is that as you called it, a dumpster fire? I like my Monday, but there are things that I am interested in. Not obviously, I'm not interested in everything, but there are things that I'm interested in that the CRM will give us. But I mean, I've created a lot of things in Monday that I would like to be able to be transferred. And if not,
So
I will pass.
why don't you schedule a call with Sandra, a complimentary
I'm so
call
sorry,
to
Sandra. This is going to be a disaster. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Okay.
so what we're hearing from you is I like the way it is. I wouldn't mind a few things. I'm not sure I want
Right.
to smash it and rebuild it. I respect that and I'm okay with that. So she might be able
Okay.
to triage and get you what you want without changing. And especially because
Okay.
you guys use it in very moderate pieces. So just anyone that has that kind of a question, just schedule a call with Sandra.
All
She's
right.
got
Sounds
nothing
good.
but time.
What?
You're going to need it to help me.
All right, that's a good question though,
Thanks, Scott.
Celine, and we're not advocating to just blow the thing up for fun. Like if we don't want to be disruptive to your business, we just want to add value. And if
Yeah,
that makes
no, there
sense,
are
then fine.
definitely things that I'm interested in. I just, like I said, my wordings don't match up. I've literally changed everything. So I don't know how it wouldn't be an easy transfer for what I've done. So, all right. Thank you.
Yep.
So in
Last
review,
call. Yes. Mhm.
we can rent Sandra for $300 a month. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, in small
Okay.
doses. Although John, there might be a PETA charge for you. I'm not sure. We'll see.
Yeah, well, there might be a discount too. That's all I had.
All right. Hey, we appreciate you guys trusting us in this process. It's been a long one, and we believe in the thing. That's why we went in and invested more. We're not done, and we know that there's other people a lot of people using Monday. It's kind of the in vogue thing. So let us know how we can help. And thank you, Sandra and Zane, both for your expertise. And we'll talk to you guys soon. We'll send you an email with some details.
Thank you, everyone.
See ya.